Hi everyone and welcome to the Haven Knox-Johnston webinar regarding insuring your boat in this post-Brexit world in which we all live in now. Um, as I'm sure many of you are aware, Haven Knox-Johnston made a comeback under new ownership of Aston Lark. What that means is that Haven's sort of front-end offices are all in place. All the team has moved across, everything remains in place. But obviously, we had to deal with a couple of things. Not only do we have to deal with the business being taken over by a new owner, we had to deal with a rebrand, and obviously, we had Brexit thrown in just to sort of add a little spice to it all. It was all good fun and just adding more interest to the whole process. On the panel with me today, I'll just run through who we've got with us. There's myself, Paul Knox-Johnston. I'm the sales and marketing manager for Haven Knox-Johnston. I've been in the marine industry for just a shade under 30 years now in various guises. I've worked in chandleries, charter companies, boat sales, marine finance, and then now into insurance. Alongside me, I have Carl Davis, who's been with the company since 2004, and prior to that was with St Margaret's Insurance. He is our technical claims manager, and he has a huge amount of experience, over 40 years of experience in that field. Alongside Carl, we have Tony Malkin, our senior underwriter. He has been with Haven since it started all the way back in 1992, and prior to that was with Knox-Johnston Insurance Brokers, who were folded into Haven to make it Haven Knox-Johnston in the first place. We are very, very proud to have these guys on the team. Their experience is second to none, and their knowledge as well, not only for sharing with you guys today, but obviously for training up the staff that come through the ranks. So no, we're very proud to have them on board. So hopefully you'll have some questions for them at the end. We haven't been able to bamboozle them yet, but we keep trying. So what is the predicament we find ourselves in? As we all know, on the 1st of January 2021, the UK parted company with the EU. As part of this, we heard about the much vaunted trade deal, which was struck at the 11th hour, all signed and sealed. However, the problem we have is that trade deal didn't involve financial services, which has left the insurance and financial services market in a bit of a mixed state at the moment as to sort of how we can interact with the EU. For those who don't know, when under the old EU regulations, when the UK was part of the EU, the financial services sector was regulated by the FCA. And if you were a financial company, like an insurance company who was regulated by the FCA, if you met the criteria that was for the FCA, you were deemed to have met the criteria for every other country within the EEA. So you could trade and solicit business throughout the EEA because you were regulated under the rules of the FCA. On the 1st of January, that all finished. We're still regulated by the FCA, but we just no longer have what was called passporting rights into the EEA. So this has meant that companies like ours have now had to put in different systems, because now, should a customer meet certain trigger points or criteria, which I'll go into later, they are deemed to be an EEA risk. If any part of the distribution channel for our product falls within the EEA, they are deemed to be an EEA risk and can now no longer be dealt with through a UK insurer. So that's the biggest sort of crux of the change. And we as Haven have had EEA customers for years because we've always had this passporting rights into the EEA. We still have customers who are based within the EEA, so we need to come up with a really quick solution. And fortunately, under our new ownership of Aston Lark, the new solution presented itself with a company which Aston Lark own, based in Ireland. So that company now is basically operating that Haven Knox-Johnston EU arm. So for new business and all quotes that come in that hit the EEA trigger points, which I'll go on to later, they will need to be channeled through an EEA office. Confusingly, and in a way so we can utilize all the experience we have, the claims team within our offices in the UK will also be dealing with EEA claims because they have been seconded into the EEA team for that purpose. But all quotes and new business will go through the office in Ireland. What that means is that all the underwriting decisions are still made in the UK, all that sort of side of things. But what that does mean is that whether you're in the UK or the EEA, your pricing will remain exactly the same. So so it doesn't matter which side of the border which side of the border you are, the prices and the policies and all the wordings and everything else will be exactly the same. So what does this mean? Oh, sorry, listen. So what does this mean if you have an existing policy with us? But if you have an existing policy with us, it means that you don't really have to do anything. Within our offices in Westmoreland, we will be able to sort out all of that sort of stuff, and you will be contacted by either the EEA office or the UK office, depending on which site, whether you fulfill the criteria at that point. And we will sort all that out. And all the new policy documentation we send out either through our Irish office or through our UK office, depending on which side you fit. And that should all move across seamlessly over the course of the following period when policies come up for renewal. Now, I've mentioned on a couple of occasions that there are some criteria which we have been given by our capacity providers, who are basically who are underwriting our security, that we have to meet as to whether a customer falls within the EEA or the UK. Now, this next slide will show where those questions are. And just to start off, the nationality of the owner and the location of where the vessel is moored are irrelevant according to in this circumstance. However, where you live, so the first question is, do you reside in the EEA? Do you live there? Nice and simple. Is the vessel registered in the EEA? So does it carry a Dutch flag, French flag, Spanish flag, all that sort of thing? And is the premium paid from an EEA bank account? Those are the three trigger points with which we're basing all our decisions with regard to whether you are considered to be an EEA customer or a non-EEA customer, UK, non-rest of the world. It's not an either-or situation. If you answer yes to any one of those questions, you are deemed to be an EEA customer under the rules within which we're operating. So if you answer yes to any one of those, EEA. If you answer no to all three, then you are non-EEA. I'm now going to go through some scenarios just to sort of try and clarify all those points, just so that we can sort of really clear them up here. Scenario A, this is where the vessel owner resides in the UK. The vessel is registered in the EEA. The owner pays through a UK bank account, and the vessel is moored in the EEA. In this case, because the vessel is registered in the EEA, this is classed as an EEA risk. Scenario B, this is where the vessel owner resides in the UK. The vessel is registered in the EEA. The owner pays through a UK bank account, and the vessel is moored in the UK. Because again, the vessel is registered in the EEA, this is classed as an EEA risk. Scenario C, this is the vessel owner resides in the UK. The owner is an EU national. The vessel is registered in the UK. The owner pays through a UK bank account, and the vessel is moored in the UK. This is a UK risk, or a rest of the world risk, or non-EEA risk. Just to highlight the fact that, again, nationality is not relevant in these cases. In scenario D, we have a vessel owner, UK national, vessel registered in the UK, owner pays through a European bank account, and the vessel is moored in the UK. So I'm sure you can all guess now that one is an EU risk, because the bank account where the money is coming from is considered to be one of the distribution points, and therefore makes it an EEA risk. So hopefully within this very sort of short presentation, and as I say, there'll be question and answer session now, we've been able to highlight some of the some of the points that have come up, some of the sort of areas where there's been some confusion about why the business is changing, how things have changed under Brexit.